This is the reMarkable Paper Pro Move. And while the Norwegian company has been teasing this new portable color e-ink tablet for a few days now, it's already leaked on Reddit, of course, with most of the key details. The official launch is set for September 3rd, but let's take an early look at what this smaller reMarkable is all about, and why it probably won't become the next bestseller like the reMarkable 2 or Paper Pro. Quick heads up, this is all based on leaked info, so there might still be a few changes once the official specs and price drop. Alright, first up, let's talk size. This thing is clearly a lot smaller than the other reMarkable tablets. Based on the leaked comparison image, the display comes in at around 7.3 inches. But it's not just smaller, it's also noticeably narrower, which is the more important change. While the reMarkable 2 and Paper Pro use a 4:3 aspect ratio that's great for handwriting, the Move goes with a 16:9 layout. That makes the screen feel taller and tighter, especially when you're using it in portrait mode. And that brings us to the first real trade-off. At 7.3 inches, with a 16:9 aspect ratio, the screen just feels way too narrow to write on comfortably in portrait mode. Landscape might be a bit more usable, but even then, you'll probably find yourself zooming, scrolling, or running out of space more often than you'd like. And ironically, even though it's small, it's also too tall to fit in most pockets. So it's not really that pocketable either. Basically, it ends up in this awkward middle ground. Too small to write a lot, too big to carry comfortably, especially if you're using it with a folio. Now, in terms of design, this thing looks like it follows the same industrial design language as the larger Paper Pro, which means it'll likely have the same premium build quality, with a sturdy metal frame and minimalist aesthetic. But because of the sharper edges and smaller form factor, it probably won't be as comfortable to hold for long periods of time, especially one-handed. So while it'll look and feel high-end, it might not be the most ergonomic device. Now let's talk about the display. This is a color e-ink device, most likely using the same e-ink Gallery 3 panel as the Paper Pro. That means up to 20,000 colors, probably around 227 pixels per inch, and with a front LED included. Great for highlights, diagrams, and colored annotations, but again, on the narrow 7.3-inch screen, it might not be as useful or impactful as on the larger sibling. Next up, price. And yeah, that's a big one. Literally, according to the leak, the reMarkable Paper Pro Move will cost around $500 with the capacitive pen included. And that's kind of a lot, especially when the full-sized Paper Pro or other larger e-ink tablets don't cost that much more and give you a way more practical writing experience. Which leads to the obvious question, who is this for? It's not compact enough to be your everyday carry, and it's not big enough for serious note-taking or document work. So unless you're really looking for something in this exact size range, it's a pretty tough sell at that price in my opinion. I could still see it doing well at a lower price point, but at $500, I'm honestly not convinced it's going to catch on. But I'd be glad to be proven wrong. Now, one thing that makes a lot more sense in hindsight is the movable toolbar reMarkable introduced a little while ago on the other devices. At the time, it just felt like a nice UX improvement. But now it's clear. On a screen this narrow, a fixed toolbar would take up way too much space in portrait mode. So being able to move it, that's not just a nice touch, it's necessary. And if we zoom out for a second, there's a reason most companies don't make e-ink note-taking tablets this small. Writing on anything under 10 inches just isn't that comfortable for most people. Devices like the Books Tab Mini C are a good example. They're really solid on paper with exceptionally good features, but they just haven't gained the same traction as their bigger siblings. So yeah, the Paper Pro Move is definitely an interesting product, and it shows that reMarkable is still trying new things. But unless you've been specifically waiting for a small color reMarkable, I don't think this is going to be the next big thing. What do you think? Would you use a tablet this size for everyday note-taking on the go? Or does it feel like a niche idea with limited appeal? Let us know in the comments below. I'll be reviewing the device as soon as I get my hands on it, so if you don't want to miss the full review, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for your time watching, and I'll see you in the next one.